Drogba indirdi ceza alan Snyder. Snyder gol! Allah'ım gol! Muslera! Fernando Muslera! Golün adı Muslera! Sarıyoglu, Drogba! This is incredible!
Merhaba. Welcome to the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast done by the community for the community. We're back with episode 76, and we got some things to talk about today. I got with me my man, my neighbor, the guy that doesn't let me down, my homie, Yasin. Brother.
What's good, bro?
I'm sad today. Today, but it's a bittersweet sadness. It's a bittersweet sadness.
Why are you sad, man? I'm here. Like it's been a while. I get it, but I'm here, and we're on this pod together after probably over a month now, month and a half. So why the sadness?
For those who have been living under a rock or maybe below the rock and deep underground, our Sacha Boey has departed our grasp, our arms, and into another team. It's very bittersweet.
It is bittersweet, man. It's one of those things that you know you have no control over because it's inevitable at that point, right? Like it's just bound to happen. It's something that, you hope that when he does leave, speaking previously, when that day comes, that he brings in the money that is of his value. And I think we did that. And I think Adnan Tumor did that. Would you agree? Right? 30 million plus 5 million in bonuses. That is crazy, Emre. Like we broke the Super League record. This kid had a year and a half left on his contract. He could have easily just been like, yeah, I want to go for free at the end of it. I want to sign a big signing bonus of 5 to 10 million. He could have given us problems like some other Galatasaray players in the past where they force a move and they help out their new team get the best deal possible. I'm not going to give names now, but he could have easily done that and he didn't. So he's a mensch, as my boy Emre would say.
He's a mensch. Yes, he's a mensch. We're going to be talking about our boy, Sacha, the mensch. But Yasin, will we ever be able to fill Bowie's shoes again?
No.
I feel like we will.
Yes and no.
Eventually, there's always going to be someone we love and like hold dear to our hearts. Might not be Bowie, but there's going to be someone. As always, we saw many players in the past who we thought like, we're never going to be able to replace them. Eventually, everyone does, but they do leave a special place in our hearts that will never be filled, and that's what Bowie is.
Absolutely, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that just about a year and a half ago, this kid was training with the youth squad or whatever, the reserve team.
Yep.
And if Dubois didn't get injured, he was going for like peanuts, right? Peanuts, less than 10% of what he left for today. It's crazy. I got to give him props. I got to give Okan Buruk props. And I got to give Adnan Timur props because the whole thing, apparently what happened was they came with an offer for 15 million euros. They're like, well, give me 15 million euros. And he's like, boys, don't even open the doors for these guys. I'm not giving no 15 million euros. And then he spent days up and like arguing with people, bargaining and whatnot. And bam, we got 30 million. We broke a league record, like you said, Yasin. And it's crazy. We bought him for like €1 million, and we made 35 with bonuses.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And you can easily argue that he's worth even more than that. And,
that's a consequence of being in Turkish league, bro.
Yeah. But the floor is being raised. And I'm really proud of Galatasaray, taking the next step in this process. We've seen some of our competitors sell players for big values in the past. And I feel like it was our turn, right? Like we've we've had players that are extremely valuable. We just have not sold them at the right time, or we have had boards that ruined, the sale process. They haven't been able to negotiate like Erden Tumor has. We've had the players, we just haven't been able to sell them. That has been our issue for a very long time. And when Erden Tumor joined, of course, we wanted somebody that understands a club, who brings in good players, who brings us success, but also we wanted a board member who can finally help Galatasaray get over this extremely difficult challenge of selling players for what they're worth. And today, I think we saw that. We saw a player who is extremely valuable to this club, who unfortunately didn't want to sign an extension. The kid had aspirations to go to the next step. And I can't say anything about that. We always
He's provided a lot to this club.
Absolutely. Whether that's in Europe, whether that's in the domestic league, Europa League last year, Champions League this year, bringing the championship last year, the domestic league. He's done everything we can ask for. He's never really given us an issue. He's a fan favorite for a reason. To be a fan favorite of this club, it's not just about playing well, and it's also not just about being a good personality. It's about both, right? You have to respect the fans, and you have to showcase yourself in a way that's respectable too. And he's done all that. So, Sacha Boey, you have earned another Bayern Munich fan in the process, or I should say supporter. I never thought I would see myself saying I support Bayern Munich. But
same, bro.
But here I am saying I have not only Sacha Boey on notifications, but Bayern Munich on notifications. So,
bro, I was like a Dortmund. Like, I'm a Dortmund, not supporter, but I side with them. I like the underdogs.
Yeah.
But this friendship with Dortmund ended. Bayern Munich, let's go. I might even buy the damn jersey of Boey.
Dude, what number is he? It actually might be.
He's 23.
Bro, that's mad nice.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know the reason for that, actually?
I don't know. Maybe he likes Jordan. I have no clue.
Maybe. 23 is the amount of the championship number he got Galatasaray, right? We're at 20.
Oh, I don't know if he's going that subliminal. Yeah, Smith.
Probably not, but a man can dream.
But it could be. I don't know. Because what's the number? Maybe some reference to One Piece. I have no clue.
Me neither.
But yeah, our boy, he wore the straw hat and took a picture with the Bayern Munich jersey on, and it stung, but it is like I said, bittersweet, and I'm proud. And I couldn't ask for someone more better to go and showcase what Galatasaray can provide to Europe, because, bro, he's going from Galatasaray straight to Bayern Munich. You know how much of a risk that is for Bayern Munich?
Yeah.
How many proven players have left Galatasaray and showcased themselves? Not a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And to add on to that, I think you make a really good point. A lot of times we've seen players leave the Super League for high amounts of money to Premier League, whatever it is, and they fuck up. They can't play the way that they played in the Super League at their new club, whether it's injuries, they can't fit into the new team. The pace they just can't keep up with it. Sacha Boey is a player that I believe can continue to play at a high level no matter where he goes, and in this case, the Bundesliga. And that's exemplified by his amazing performances in the Champions League against Bayern Munich twice, United twice. Bayern Munich is not a stupid club. It's not like those, there's some very well-known Premier League clubs, top clubs that make stupid signings, bring terrible coaches. You question the decisions that they make given their size and money. Bayern Munich is not like that. When they spend money, they invest it properly. They do their due diligence. And I think they did that for Sacha Boey. I have complete confidence in his ability to perform in the Bundesliga for a top club like them.
Yeah, if he performs well, we're going to start selling, the players that we have for dumb prices, like Ajax selling. Maybe not yet. Selling Anthony for 100 million. Bro, get the hell out of here, bro. That is the biggest robbery of the season I've ever seen, bro. Okay, so it's very important that he performs. Yes, we sold him, great for us, but if he doesn't perform at Bayern Munich and he completely crashes and burns, and I'm pretty sure he won't, but if he does, that's gonna be a big asterisk on our end. But if he does really, really well, we're gonna start selling players for 30s on on a regular basis. So it's very important.
Absolutely.
And that's the only way out for our clubs, bro. Like, only one team at the moment can go to the Champions League and get that jackpot. You know what I mean? Like that entrance fee.
Yeah.
At the moment. So it's very important. You see how important Champions League is, bro. You can lose both games to Bayern Munich. You get kicked out of the Champions League, and yet you can still make bread because you have players that showcase themselves, and every player wants to be in the Champions League. And that also, you sell players, then more players are willing to join your club, seeing as, you know, oh, Boey made it to straight, you know, Bayern Munich from here. If I show myself well enough, I'll make it there. So great on Bowie's end, bro.
Definitely. Absolutely.
So do we have the like complete details?
I have it here somewhere. Let me pull that up real quick. And you know, you believe it. It's cup. It's an official statement, but at the same time, we've seen. No, I don't want to say take it with a grain of salt, but this is what's publicly available, I should say. Okay, so we sold them for a transfer net income of 30 million euros, plus an additional conditional bonus of 5 million euros. What those bonuses are dependent on, we don't know. Is it easy? Is it difficult? Is it based on Sacha Boey's performances, Bayern Munich's performances? Is it dependent on if he wins Ballon d'Or or if he makes it to the French national team? We don't know. But it's 30 plus 5. Additionally, that 5 million euros in bonuses, there's a detail saying if Sacha Boey is transferred to another club after Bayern Munich, all of the 5 million euros in unrealized contingent bonuses will be paid by Bayern Munich to Gala. All of it. So let's say, hypothetical situation, one of the bonuses, Sacha has to play 100 games for Bayern Munich. If they sell him after one season to Manchester United for 100 million euros, I'm just hyperbolizing here a little bit, but they would have to give us that 5 million euros in bonuses. So that's a nice little comfort piece. I actually haven't seen that before. I don't know if you have, but
I've never seen it. That's an Erden Tumor special right there.
Absolutely. Very creative. I respect how he goes about these negotiations. And the last piece is we agreed to have two friendly competitions, two friendly games between Gala and Bayern Munich, where Bayern Munich will pay 50% of the profits made from these competitions to Galatasaray. You hope that, either way, whether the game is Istanbul or in Munich, you know the Turkish fans are going to pay to watch that game, two gigantic clubs. So ticket prices, the profits will be of decent size, I would imagine. So that's a nice little piece as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to keep playing with Bayern Munich. That just puts your name out on the map. Like, regularly playing against them is really good for us, not only for like name-wise, you know, putting us on the map. You know, oh, look, Galatasaray is constantly playing against Bayern Munich, but it also gives our players some experience against Bayern. Like, oh, we're playing against Bayern, right? It's like normalizing it in their heads to consistently play against teams like this, and so they don't like, you know, like they're not scared to play against them in like actual European competitions or teams that are like near the same caliber. So it's very good. I like that they were doing this.
Yeah. And so it's an opportunity for our players, young and old, to show themselves against a gigantic club. And hey, maybe they might catch the interest of Bayern Munich in those two games. When Bayern Munich announced the transfer of Sacha Boey, something that they said was, we were impressed with Sacha Boey's performances at Galatasaray in the Champions League, and especially in the two games that we played against them. And I understand these are friendly games, but you know Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich plays every game competitively, whether it's a cup game, a Champions League game, domestic league game. They're a very competitive club. They take every game seriously. So if our players do the same in these two games, who knows, man? They might catch the eye of somebody, and their value might go from 1 million to 5, or 5 to 10, whatever it is. So very good all around, these two friendlies.
I can't wait to see Boey do the üçlü at the Allianz Stadium with all the Turkish fans over there. Gonna be crazy fun. And I know all the Bayern players are gonna be jealous as hell.
Maybe they'll learn a thing or two and continue to do the same for Sacha. That would be really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, Bayern fans are very, very happy about this transfer. They're hyped. They think they paid a little too much. That's because Bayern doesn't really pay exorbitant fees for players on like you said, like Premier League teams.
Yeah.
But they're very happy about Boey. So it's very nice to see like them wanting a player from Turkey this much. So yeah. If you have nothing else to say, Yasin, on this matter.
No, best of luck to Sacha and great job, Adam, and everybody else involved.
Yep. Another piece of news that will have fans happy. Torreira got a 2-year extension and what is it, $750K raise?
I am not sure about the raise in terms of how much more he's going to be making now. And to be clear to everybody, this is not yet official. Rather, from a very reputable source in the Gala rumor side of things. So I saw a 2-year extension. So that will increase his expiration date from June 2026 to June 2028. That's 4 years now from today, which will bring him to about 31 years old. And a guy like him at 31, I imagine that he's going to stay similar tempo and he's going to be causing trouble in the league still if he stays around. So great addition for us, in terms of locking him in for longer.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous after he had that little breakup with Devrim Yenge. What are you doing, Yenge? What are you doing?
Yeah, you almost trusted
the
her.
The championship is on the line here, lady.
Yeah. In fact, I remember before that relationship came like publicized by both of them on Instagram, I'm pretty sure there were rumors of him like potentially leaving. There were clubs interested. I was starting to get a little bit worried, like, oh shit, like does Torreira want out? Like, is he up for like a new challenge kind of situation? And then they became publicly together. I'm like, oh, thank God, Devrim is clutch here. Like she's locking him in Istanbul. Now he's definitely not going to want to leave. And then they broke up. I'm like, oh God, like now he doesn't have as much incentive to stay in Turkey. And then the news comes out that he signed an extension. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, no, Torreira is very important. Like him and Icardi are very important for this team. And I know we lost a very big player for us. Like Boey was like Boey is something else. But Torreira is very important too. And I'm very happy about this. And like if he does get sold, if there is a serious buyer, this 4-year extension gives us so much leverage.
Yeah.
So it's important to have this. I don't know if there's like hopefully there's like no conditions that are tied to this. Oh, if I, like want to leave for this club for this amount of money. But anyway, he's like another player that deserves it because he's also he's been utterly amazing. He's like very consistent, like Boey. Him and Boey are probably the most consistent players on our team.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So now that Boey left, who is our target, Yasin?
So I think the number one target, correct me if I'm wrong, is another French boy from Reims. I believe this is the same club that Sacha came from, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. There's pictures of them training together when they were younger in that club.
Yeah, prior teammate. Also of the same age. His name is Lorenz Assignon. I don't know if that's the correct way to say it. I'll figure that out eventually.
He sounds like a French dish, bro.
French dish. Listen, man, I hope
Would you like some Assignon?
I hope he's as good as that sounds. He's a right back. He's apparently also very pacey. He likes to go up. He's been playing decently, consistently for his club. He has 14 appearances this season, 1 goal, 2 assists. He starts about 60% of games, plays about 60% of minutes. So he's not necessarily the Sacha Boey of Gala in terms of consistency playing 90 minutes and being an extremely important player, but he's 23. His value is about 10 million on transfer market. Take it for what you will. That has increased steadily over the last couple of years. So it's not like he, peaked really well over like 2 years ago. He was hyped and all of a sudden he's not. No, he has been consistently getting recognition. So he's on the rise. And we're interested. We want him. That is the most recent conversations. And apparently Sacha Boey, as you said, is friends with the kid. So Sacha Boey not only did us a nice thing in bringing us 30 mil, 30 plus 5, but he apparently had communications with Lorenz before when he arrived. He had nice things to say. So whether that makes a difference in the kid coming or not, to be determined. But that's what we got right now. I'm not sure if that's going to be the guy that we end up getting as a replacement. But do you have any thoughts on that guy?
We do need a player. I know it's not ideal at the moment because Renz is probably going to ask for a lot of money if he's like a regular for them, considering this is the middle of the season and most people are not going to let their players go unless it's like a free transfer and they're having like a falling out with them. In terms of how he plays, I did see a lot of what he does. He is very fast, but his defensive ability is like not really close to Bowie's. And I don't know how well that's going to work. Maybe Okan Hoca prefers him to be better in attacking sense. Mm-hmm. But let's see. The other alternative I hear a lot is Zeki Çelik from, what was it, Roma?
I think so.
No, thank you. Yeah. No, thank you. I'd rather have this kid. I hear like 7 million to 10 million is what they want for him.
Which I'm not sure if I am comfortable with spending that much money on a player. I mean, we've done it in the past for young players with potential. For example, Nelson. We spent that money on Skaldau. That didn't work, obviously.
Oh, boy, don't remind me of that, bro.
We spent some money on Moratan. A little bit less, but not exactly worked out the way that we want. I think if we're going to go for these younger players, we should stay under certain limits. I realize everything is more expensive today than it was yesterday, including these players and their transfer fees. But, you brought in 30 million from Sacha. We have to use that wisely. Obviously, the most important piece is his replacement. So, you want to spend, if you have to spend, you spend it to get a good replacement. But hopefully they do their due diligence. I can't say that I've watched the kid's games. I've watched, his replays and all that. But ideally, keep it closer to 5 than 10. But we'll see. Because we have a lot of other spots that we need to fill too, Emre. So,
yeah, like our left back, for example.
Yeah, left back. We have Ridvan Yilmaz rumored. I don't think you're a big fan of him, are you?
No, bro. I'm not. He's going to get pummeled. Especially with these refs against us. Ugh.
Yeah.
Not to like, oh, here we go again, Emre, with the refs.
No.
Nah, I like his physique is just, I don't know. He is good attack-wise. But the thing is, in my mind, Yasin, why is Rangers letting him go right now? Or even considering letting him go? There's got to be something that is an issue at the current moment for them to even consider letting him go.
That's true. That's true. It could also be as simple as, listen, this kid is good. He's fine, but we haven't seen the improvement that we wanted to. And we'd rather bring in somebody else who is going to bring other qualities that we're looking for. And that's it. I mean, look, if they were trying to sell him at a discount and they're okay with the loss after 2 years of buying him, then that's of concern. But they're looking for basically break even. They're saying, look, the kid, he's still playing for them. He plays pretty consistently as far as I know. He's scoring goals every once in a while. So it's not like he's out of the squad and they're just not interested in him. It's a matter of he's playing for them. And, there's this team Gala who also really wants him. And, if I remember correctly, we've been wanting Ridwan for over a year now. Ever since he left Beşiktaş, he went to Rangers. And no more than a year after he joined Rangers, we've been interested in him. I believe it was last summer, even during the winter season, the year before that. I've been seeing him rumored with us multiple times. Of course, you have the Turkish foreigner limit that was a reason for that. And Turkish foreigner limit now is maybe a reason to maybe not be so interested in Ridvan, right? So for those who don't know, next season going forward, the foreigner limit has been changed. It's now, Emma, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 13 foreigners allowed in your squad, max 13. And you can play those foreigners however you want. If you want to start with 11 foreigners, you can do that now. There is no more 8+3, 9+2, whatever the rule is now and before, no such thing like that. You can play with 11 foreigners on the pitch as long as you have 13 in your squad. That's it. Now it's a matter of balancing. Okay, do I want 11 very good foreigners playing for me, or do I want some Turkish starter caliber players and also some foreigners that are able to come off the bench, maybe some younger players that can make an impact, that we can invest in their youth and make their way into the A team and play them off the bench. So it's a matter of balancing that, and we have to understand, I guess, at the end of the day, how much we want to pay for a guy like Ridvan. The rumor is they want 4.5 million, Emre. I think we want pay closer to 2.5. Negotiations have been going on for, I think, close to 2 weeks now. So we'll see. He understands the league though, Emre. He's left-footed. He has Milli Takım experience. If he plays well for us this year, Emre, over the next 6 months, he might be a starter for the national team who's playing in the Euros this summer. So
why is he not playing right now for the national team? When did he get out of injury? Because you know who was playing? A guy that was not. I forgot his name. He's like a center back that was playing left back for the national team. I forgot his name.
Cenk, maybe? I forget.
Cenk? Was it Cenk?
I forget.
I forget his name, bro.
Yeah.
Neyse. It's like, where has he been this whole time if he's been playing consistently?
That's a good question. I did see a rumor, though. I think it was last year that he apparently had heated discussions with our old national team coach, the German dude. I already forgot his name. Kuntz, exactly. I'm not sure about the details, honestly. I probably should have looked that up beforehand. But yeah, I don't know. That's a very valid question. If he's a player that can play on Galatasaray, then why is he not playing on the national team, especially when the other options are terrible?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully, we get it because the other option is Acuna from Sevilla. See, a lot of people are not happy with this one. I don't know. He's 32, and I kind of rate him, man. I don't know. I just have a soft spot for La Liga players, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
He's been good for Argentina as well during the World Cup. So, I trust Okan Hoxha's decisions or the choices that he wants to make. I understand there's not a lot of right backs, and so maybe Zeki Çelik is probably a last resort. Maybe we might not even get him if we get a decent left back and just use Barış and Khan at the right back position from now on, for all we know. But yeah, and you mentioned that we have more openings or we need more players. What else do you think we need apart from a left back and right back?
I think a midfielder, man. Somebody who can consistently play next to Torreira and also maybe can play kind of in that 8.5, 10 role. A flexible player, somebody who can, like I said, play 10 or 8 would be really ideal, because right now we have Martens and Kerem playing that 10 role, which you can question both as to whether they should be playing or not. And then you have Ndombele, Demirbay, and Berkan, I guess now, playing next to Torreira. All of these players have their good days, but they also have their bad days. I would like us to find a player that can play consistently and also bring something different to this team. You and John touched on it last week on the last episode. Bringing in a player now that can really bring some spark to the team, especially in our attack, is much needed. We've been rumored with Dybala in the past. Whether that's actually possible or not is a different question, but somebody of his caliber would be amazing. Somebody who can find Icardi passes consistently would be amazing.
I don't know about that one.
There's that, and then before I leave it off to you, there's also the wing situation now, the right wing situation. Ziyech might be leaving. Tete might be leaving. That's two right wingers that we might see leave in January. So who's going to be their replacement? Is it going to be players that are already in the team? Or are we going to bring somebody new? Or are we going to bring somebody who can play 10 and the right wing? So there's a lot of homework on our plate before the Europa League deadline for the squad registration in 3-4 days now. So What are your priorities apart from the back positions?
I've been asking for a midfielder forever now because, yeah, people think Emre Mertens is good. Mertens is 37, okay? You don't know when his legs are going to give out anytime in the season. Okan Hoca has been making do very well with what he has, and that's not a lot because you have Edon Bell, who's gotten fatter since he came here. Like, bro, come on, you came here overweight. How do you gain even more weight? I hate to see that, but I really wanted Endo Belli to be fit. His Napoli days, which is a year ago, big difference between then and now. And it's only been a year and a half or so, a little less.
Yeah.
Then you have Kerem Demirbay, who's okay. He'll play good 2 games and then play horrible the next 2 or 3. We don't have anybody consistent there. Khan is good, but again, another makeshift midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's the player that we need right now, because we'll touch more upon why I feel like we need the players that we need when we get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, dude, the right wing needs to change. I like Ziyech again. I like Ziyech a lot, and he did save us a couple of games, and he got us a couple of points. That Manchester game was literally all Ziyech, but he's playing 2 games and out for 3, playing 1 game out for 2, and then you have Tete, bro. What does he have? 1 goal in the Super League? 1 goal? Does he even have an assist? I don't even know if he has an assist. That's horrible, man. Absolutely terrible. And I really didn't want Tete to begin with, man. I think I recall saying it earlier in the season. I'm like, well, I don't know why we got him, because I was pissed that we didn't get Rashica.
I think you might find out soon why we got him. And the reason why I say that is because he's rumored to be leaving for a sum of anywhere between 5 to 10 million. Apparently, we have received our first offer, and we're looking for 10 million plus 20% in future sales as a bonus. Now, that's good money. I don't know the official numbers of how much we actually paid for his signing fee, because essentially
it was
at the end of the day,
6 million, no? 5 or 6 million. I think it was around that price.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. As a reminder for everybody, he came as a free agent, but because he came as a free agent, we paid a signing fee of, as Emre just mentioned, close to 5 to 6 mil, which is a lot of money. And the reason why we were willing to do that is because he had high value. He played for, other European clubs decently in the past. He's of young age. So, the potential was there, to have a future sale or just really work out for your team and score goals. Unfortunately, that has been the case so far. Apparently, we told him to find a new club, him and his agent. So, Emre, I don't know. Maybe between now and the next podcast, we might see a sale for Tete of close to 10 million. Would that change your opinion on why we got him, or how would you feel that?
Well, I mean, if we weren't still, very close, almost basically first place, but if we haven't been collecting the points we've been collecting, I would be pissed off because he's been doing nothing.
Yeah.
He's been riding that whole Copenhagen goal for the whole season.
Oh, that was a nice goal though.
Okay, yeah, it was nice, but how many did he miss and how many did he help us score?
Yeah.
Throughout the season, okay? I mean, it's Zaha has been doing work despite being people are saying he's underperforming. If he's underperforming, what the hell is Tete doing? No one's talking about this guy.
Yeah, expectations too, man. Right? Zaha came in with huge expectations. That's why people criticized him.
Bro, poor old Kerem is scoring. He has over 10 goals already. He got more criticism than goddamn Tete.
Yeah. Again, yeah. Yeah, that's not fair. I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, Yasin, I think we covered pretty much everything that needs to be covered news-wise and rumor-wise. You want to go into the Istanbul game?
Yeah, let's do it. Another win. Another game with 3 or more goals, which is always really, really nice to see. Especially, considering how close we are with our competitors and goal difference being a factor as we've seen in the past. So let's continue to score goals, right? So Galatasaray Istanbulspor, we won 3-1. At home, I would say we played pretty well. If you want to look at statistics, 2.3 xG versus their 0.41. So we definitely, I would say, deserve this game. The lineup, we have our two jokers. I guess we have to kind of talk about that, right? Muslera at the back. We had Barış Alper Yılmaz this time play right back, which is a bit surprising. Victor Nelson and Sanchez in the center back position. Abdülkerim is out injured. Kaan Ayhan played left back. Kerem Demirbay, Lux Torreira played in the midfield. Mertens is your number 10. Tete on the right. Kerem on the left. And then Zaha up top. Icardi was on the bench once again. No need to go through the Istanbulspor game. What do you think of that lineup? Did you have any initial impressions? Anything stood out to you? Or did you pretty much expect that?
I mean, I pretty much expected it considering it was the team we played with against Trabzon. But, swap out Tete for Barış. That's what I probably would have wanted to see. But I understand why Tete started. Because, he's the most non-Brazilian player at this moment. Because we all knew what was going to happen with this Istanbul game. They were going to sit behind the ball, behind the damn box, penalty line. Basically, they were sitting in front of that, like a 6-5-0 almost, bro. 6-4-0. Sorry. Yeah. What the hell, bro? Their striker came back to defend against Barış Alper Yılmaz. That's how much they were defending. It's ridiculous. And you need someone like Tete to maybe dribble past players, but no, he was non-existent. He was the worst player in our game. He had 6.3. 6.3. And he was subbed out in the 45th minute. He was not there in the second half. And we played much better in the second. I don't think we played that well. I think we played pretty poor after the first 10, 15 minutes or so. We gave them a lot of opportunities. We were just not on our day, man. Torreira wasn't really on it. He's still good, but he wasn't getting those balls, those one-on-one wins that he usually gets. He wasn't getting those. They were counterattacking us like crazy. But I want to say this. Where the hell were you guys all this time, Istanbulspor? Is this the game you guys decided to say, oh, you know what? I'm going to start playing football with your damn 10 points. What the hell? And I see how they play against other teams. Namely, I don't even want to say it, but people will know that they're listening. The way they play against them versus us is crazy. Crazy.
To be fair, they do have a new coach, right?
They do have a new coach, yes.
And
but still, where have they been?
Yeah. Isn't Istanbulspor also the team that got a point deduction?
3-point deduction, bro. They're almost guaranteed to be getting relegated. And they're selling two of their players. Endao is getting sold. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't know who else the other guy was, but he's definitely getting sold. Neyse. Whatever. This just us winning, just, cherry on top. But yeah, that's about what my thought. That's a damn long tangent for just a question asking me about the lineup. But yeah, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I mean, to add on to that, what'd you think of Barış on the right back position and Kaan Ayhan on the left back position? I would have thought it's the other way around, considering Barış has been playing left back and Kaan Ayhan has been playing right back more so. So what do you think of that? I mean, would you say it has to do with the players that's in front of them? Kaan Ayhan played behind Kerem. I would say Kaan Ayhan is more a defensive-minded player. Do you think that was to complement Kerem on the left side?
It could be. I'm not sure why the Hoca did that. Could be multitude of reasons. Maybe he wanted someone with the right foot to cross into the box with a different, how you curve it in from the right side with your right foot when you're on the left wing instead of doing it with your left foot, right? And that might cause issues in the box because, bro, again, they were defending with 6 men. But then you think, wait, why would they cross this game when there's no Icardi? I don't know. Maybe it's like you said, to clean up the balls that Kerem always loses. Could be. I don't know. Good question. But the Koja saw that it wasn't working, and he switched it up anyway after the second half, which produced a lot more positive results. And if you noticed, he switched the center backs too. I don't know if that has to do with them switching positions in the wing backs or the full back. Sorry. Yeah, no, I don't know. What is your thoughts on this?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, if you look at our subs, man, it's not an exciting bench, is it? We, apart from Icardi and Dombele, who is wildly inconsistent, Halil Dervişoğlu, who I'm not sure what kind of future he has with this team right now. You know, he's pretty inconsistent as well. Is he a striker? Is he a number 9? Is he 8.5?
He's our Turkish Cup player. That's what he is.
He plays on the wing sometimes. I don't know. He's like a fake joker at this point. There's Eyüp Aydın, who is somewhat promising, but you know, you don't necessarily expect him to start over Demirbay. Berkan Kutlu, who just joined, who was never started before. I don't expect him to be started now. Kazımcan, and a bunch of youngsters. Like, our bench is actually kind of weak right now.
It is weak, and yet we're challenging for the title. So who do you give the props to? Like, and Icardi has been not Icardi for the past 2 months. So kudos to Okan Hoca. He's like, you know what they say, idare ediyor. You know, he's like making do with what he has. He's like Tony Stark in Iron Man 1 in that cave, making that reactor with scraps. That's what he's doing right now. Like, out of form, Tete's not there. Ziyech is not there. His mind is always at Morocco. We don't have a right back right now. We don't have a left back. Both of them are just playing out of position. Demirbay, again, like I said, is not consistent. And you have an aging Mertens who can't play 90 minutes. You have a very out of form in Dombele. And then what do you have on the bench that can actually come and really provide this team with, a result? Who can change something up? Well, what do you have?
Yeah, we definitely need to bring a couple players, starter level players. Absolutely. Hopefully between now and next week, we make those changes. At least 2 or 3. Ziyech is out. Obviously, he's in the AFCON. Whether he stays or not, he's not joining anytime soon. So I don't know.
Meanwhile, our rivals are making like 20 transfers. We're still not making any transfers, and I understand these things take time, but we really need to start making a few instead of trying to get, like, we kind of screwed ourselves over trying to get, the best price possible plenty of times before. Let's just okay, if we got to pay this much, let's just pay it. Not try to say $1 million or $2 million max. I understand that, we have a club to run, but we also have a championship to win, because going into the Champions League gives you a ton of money as it is. And also, if we want to do anything in the Europa League, assuming we're not just throwing that away, because I know Champions League is like the high point for where teams look at players, but Europa League is also decent, man. Like, it is a good place to showcase it.
There's some big teams in the Europa League.
Like, Liverpool is there, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, we need to do something there. I would hope to see like a quarter or even a semifinal. So let's make our transfers. Let's do something. Let's not just drop this on Okan Hoca. Just do something. You got to give the man some tools to work with.
Yeah. Because listen, if it doesn't matter if we make 30 million, if we don't use that properly now and then don't make the Champions League, God forbid we don't win the domestic league either this year, then you have a lot of money that you're going to end up having to overspend on players just to convince them to come again. At least if you're in the Champions League, you can convince, top clubs to send maybe their B players to you on loan that are still very good quality. You can convince young players to come to you over some other big clubs because you're in the Champions League. You can use Sacha Boey as an example. So I understand January is a very tough window to work with, both buying and selling. When you're buying, you have to overspend. When you're selling, you're losing a big piece of your team, aka Sacha Boey. So we really do have to think of the benefits of spending now. This team really needs it. Okan Buruk needs it. So yeah, definitely agree with that one. Anything about the game in particular that you want to talk about? Kerem obviously carried
I
us
was gonna
to
say
victory here.
Kerem, bro. Let's throw some props to my boy's way, bro. Come on, like finally. Did you think he was gonna take that penalty? Do you like? I know I didn't want him to take that penalty because God forbid he missed that penalty, all hell would have broken loose. Like he's already riding a thin line with the fans, undeservedly, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But like if he missed it,
who else is taking that? Are you gonna say Mertens or Zaha?
Mertens, bro, Mertens, Zaha, anyone but him. Give it to Torreira if you need to. I don't care, because they at least have credit.
They have credit. My respect for Kerem grows by the day.
Exactly.
I swear, like,
yeah.
This kid has been with this club for many, many years now, defying all odds, all haters, everything, all the criticism in the media. His mentality is unmatched, in my opinion. Like he could have easily let somebody else take that penalty. He said, "No, I'm the next captain up. I'm the next goal scorer up. I'm going to take this penalty." He scored. Same thing later in the game, free kick. You know, wait, that was last game, wasn't it?
No, free kick was this game too. His second goal. Yes.
Hey, it was. Okay, sorry. Same thing. Like somebody else could have easily taken that free kick. Very good spot. Even if you're not the best free kick taker, that's an opportunity that you want to take a shot at goal. He took it, he scored. So huge credit to him, man. I think he's been going through some shit mentally lately because of all the criticism.
Yeah.
Unfair criticism.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
He's overcome that. I think he needs the support of the fans. I think his teammates are doing a very good job supporting him. You see it from Icardi on social media. You see, you know, the media, the practice videos of all of his teammates having fun with him. So I think that side of things are taken care of. It's not really just up to the fans. And to some extent, it hasn't even been it hasn't been his fault that he's being criticized. One of his biggest criticisms is number 10, the way that he's not able to play that position. That's not necessarily his fault that nobody else can step up for that role if we don't have a proper 10, right? Yeah. I think the fair criticism is what pisses John off on a seemingly week-to-week basis. John and all of us is those skyrocket of shots that he has in front of goal. But listen, he scored last week. He scored again twice this week. So hopefully he's turning a new leaf on that perspective of things.
He didn't have a great first half. He did make a lot of mistakes. He's like rushing. He's always rushing. He needs to like slow down. Like you don't have to play forward every single time. You can pass back, Kerem. You can. You don't have to always play the straight pass. But apparently before the second goal, during the free kick, he asked Mertens, "Yo, let me take it, bro. I've been practicing." And Mertens gave it to him, and he scored. Like that, like you said, is very commendable. He has he has the mind and presence. He has the confidence to take these. And you know what's funny? John probably got a good laugh at this. He's like in an interview. He's like, "I actually find my finishing very good." I don't know, man. Maybe.
You saw the goal he scored last week. Dude, that was a crazy finish. Like he has his moments where he's a world-class finisher. So
right, but like what we want is like him to finish those simple goals. That's what we need him to do, and that's what he needs to work on. But it's very good to have someone that can take these free kicks, bro. He's very accurate with these free kicks, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yes. He definitely puts his time and effort into practicing that shot.
One player are we done with Kerem? You have anything else to say about our boy?
No.
Bro, what's going on with Sanchez? What the hell happened?
Sanchez?
What do you think?
I don't know, man, because he was playing really well, and that was next to Abdülkerim, right? That's when Nelson was giving us issues, and he was inconsistent. We brought in Sanchez. He hit the ground running. incredible center back, right? Instantly became our best, if not second best center back. And then all of a sudden, he's injured? Nobody really knows what happened. They said he's injured. He said himself he's not injured. He says, asked the coach. Didn't really love that. Nelson has been playing pretty consistently. Abdülkerim is irreplaceable, so he has to start. So Sanchez has been riding the bench or out of the squad, injured, right? In quotation marks. He returns this game because Abdülkerim's injured, and he plays next to Nelson, which might be, the first time that we're seeing that? I'm actually not 100% sure. Maybe that has to do with it. Maybe he lost his rhythm, and he has to find that rhythm again. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe mentally there's something going on in the background. I'd rather not assume the worst in this case. I would like to see a couple more games. Obviously, Abdülkerim is out for a couple weeks, so we're going to have to see Sanchez and Nelson play together a couple more games. But I hope he turns it around, man. Do you have any thoughts on that? Is there something else on your mind? That's why,
bro. Like you said, rhythm, because most of it was not positional issues. It's more like his tackles, the way he played before. He would be going into everything with relative success, and right now he's not doing any of that. The goal that they scored, the second goal, right? You'd expect him to jump in the air and try to meet that ball in the air and try to put it into the corner or something, out to corner. But he's just sitting there relatively relaxed, oh, this is a goal, nothing I can do. And just not doing anything. He did improve a little bit once he switched sides with Nelson. Maybe it could be because he was playing on the left. I'm not entirely sure. But he's definitely not his old self, that Sanchez we know, who's really a big problem for the other team currently. Could be that he has, again, injured. We do need to give him some time to come back to himself. I'm not going to say anything right now. It's just very jarring during the game. It's damn, what's going on? It's he's not in Sanchez, someone else underneath that head of his.
Yeah. I don't know really what else to say. Just hope he turns it around.
Dude, what do you think about? Pissed me off that goal that was canceled by VAR for Icardi. What the hell? Oh
yeah, I said it immediately in the chat, and I don't know if you saw this, right? So to go back to the play, a cross comes from our right side into the box. Icardi is very clearly, in my opinion, offsides. It looked like
I disagree.
Okay, let's continue with the play. He looks offsides. Goalie makes an attempt for the ball. He jumps. Icardi is in the far post, right? So Icardi is not interfering with the goalie. Goalie jumps. At first, you're not sure if he actually punched the ball or not, okay? I thought it was pretty clear he punched the ball, but you look at a couple of replays, it's not 100% sure. That ball, after he seemingly punches it, which he does punch it, hits an Istanbulspor player, deflects off the Istanbulspor player right in front of Icardi, and Icardi finishes it. Goal. They look at the VAR to see if it's offsides or not, and they end up calling offsides. They take away his goal. I thought, number one, is bullshit because, to your point, if you want to argue saying he's not offside, if he's not offsides, then the argument's simple. He's not offsides, it should be a goal. If you look at it my way, you can say Icardi is offsides, sure, but he had nothing to do with that play. And because the goalie punched the ball, hit his own teammate, and then deflected to Icardi, that to my understanding, that's a reset of offsides. Even though Icardi was offsides to begin with, the play continued and reset, and now all of a sudden, because it's coming off of the Istanbulspor player, it doesn't matter if he's in offside position or not at that point. It deflected off their player, it came to Icardi, and he scored. It shouldn't be offsides.
You know what pissed me off the most? Go ahead, finish.
And to make things worse, which is maybe what you're about to say, is the replay that we initially saw on TV. There was a replay before the VAR, by the way. Before the VAR, the goalie punches it. There's like 3 replays of the goalie punching it. Only one of them is super clear that he punched it, and the other 2 are not. They send the ref to the VAR to see this. They show both replays of the ones that are not clear to the ref, and the one that is very clear that shows the goalie punching the ball. They start showing that replay, and then they cut the replay right before he punches the ball. Like in the 3rd replay, he's about to punch it, and then they cut the replay, and then they show the ref something else on the VAR. Why can't you just let the ref see the whole play out on VAR? Like that to me seemed very purposeful and controversial as fuck.
Dude, I'm not even. That's not what I was. That's how controversial this is, because that's not even what I was going to tell. Bro, the whole play was canceled because it was offside. It had nothing to do with the ref. I mean, the goalie, because did you see what the angle they showed the offside from?
I actually didn't see them.
It was like they should have just showed it from space, bro. It was like middle of the you know where the cameras are?
Yeah.
In the middle of the stadium, like all the way from there, like from the back.
Yeah.
Like you can't see, like you can't make heads or tails of the situation. And where the hell is the automatic VAR system? Why didn't we see that either? That's how controversial this is. And people are going to be like, yo, you guys are controversial. Where's your tinfoil hat? Bro, what else do you need? Like, it shouldn't be this difficult to make, the goal either a goal or not. Like, just tell us or show us. We want clear-cut evidence. What happened to the VAR? I remember seeing something. Oh, they're going to let us hear what they're talking in VAR rooms now. Where is that? Lies after lies, man. And this is what we got to deal with. Yeah, I know. It's what can I say?
I mean, fortunately, we won the game, right?
It could have been easily 2-2,
It could have easily, hey, right? Like, this is what other teams' fans are complaining about. They're like, oh, it was 2-0. And then the ref took away a goal and made it 1-1 with the penalty. But
well, it's a penalty, boy.
That was correct. Like, I hope that they call that, right? But in your point, right, this could have been a very different game. We could have lost points today, and nobody would have said anything about that position. That goal that was taken away. So I don't know.
Well, Icardi did get his goal canceled, but he scored yet again through a penalty, which he created himself, which was a net penalty. Mm-hmm. What do you think, bro? Is he back? Is the man? He looks so happy to be back, man. I'm so happy to hear that song playing in the stadium.
I missed it.
We all missed it, bro.
I'm sure you missed it the most. No, Icardi loves being loved. Icardi loves scoring goals. Icardi loves bringing happiness to the fans, and I'm sure he misses all of it, man. To your point about being happy, being back, I'm sure. And he's going to be even happier once he scores goals more consistently and not necessarily just penalties. To give a little criticism there. I mean, I would like to see him a little bit more active. And most importantly, I would like us to feed him the ball better. I think that has to do with him not being able to score as many goals as before. He's just not being fed properly.
Yasin, how are you going to feed him when he's being marked by 3 players? 3 players. That's not, and then you have the left back and right back that's not even on him. You have 3 center backs marking him. You have a right wing that doesn't work because Tete was terrible. Bodish is okay. What is the kid going to do? Right? And like Khan switched over and kind of got better. But again, like, what is he going to do? This is why I said, bro, we need a midfielder to open up these teams that sit back and defend against us. Like these teams don't open up against us like they do some other teams. And we know every team, any underdog team that needs points desperately is gonna start doing this more and more as they need more points into the season. So we definitely we need someone creative. We need a creative player. I don't know who that is, but we need to open these teams up because we're having a hard time opening them up. maybe we might do something special, maybe a difference in our system. But all I know is, apart from these free kicks and this penalty, we're having a hard time opening these teams up, man. I'm kind of concerned. But again, Okan Buruk is doing something. I don't know if you call it luck or they call it ball, but 14 wins in a row at home ain't something to be scoffed at. He equaled someone's record, and he's about to break it if he wins against Gaziantep. So that's going to be very, very good in his name.
Yeah, definitely. Credit to him. I mean, you can criticize his play or play style, which I have been doing. I wasn't on the podcast last week to agree with you guys, but John said it perfectly. Like our play has not been good the last few weeks. Also over a month now. It's just not fun to watch. We've been barely scraping away with wins. I would like to see that change. And to Okan Buruk's defense, I think we need a little bit more change in our offense as well. The players that we have, not just the way that we play, but the players we have. We can criticize Tete easily. We can criticize Ziyech. When you have a lot of offensive players that you can criticize at an individual level, at a certain point, like, what is your coach supposed to do about that, right? Like, your players, if they're not consistent, if they're not available, if all this stuff, if you're missing if you're missing one of the most important parts of an offense, which is Icardi, and also just a creative number 10, somebody who can actually create consistently, we don't have, then, like, your coach is at a disability here. Like, he can only do so much. And his only so much is winning all these games. So
right. Mertens is not even a number 10, bro. He's a makeshift number 10 as well. Like, we have a team full of makeshift players.
That's very true. You know, I kind of forgot about that myself, actually. I keep saying Cardi's number 10, but he's not a 10 either.
You mean Mertens? Wait, Icardi?
Yeah, Martin. I'm sorry, Martins.
Okay. I was like, when was Icardi number 10?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and on top of that, bro, I feel like Okan Buruk's system is not meant for teams that sit back. It's very hard to play. Like, his system shines when teams open up, when they need to play. That's why in derbies, he's, like, doing insanely well. He has a really good record in derbies right now. Because his system works against big teams or teams that just open up and play. Where they start sitting back, it's like, okay, what do I do? Then you kind of need a little bit of luck, a little bit of what they call individual skill from players like Ziyech or like Kerem's individual performance, you know, with free kicks and whatnot.
Yeah. Maybe that's a player that you need to target, right? Like, you need to maybe bring in a player that fulfills a weakness that you have. Somebody who can make something out of nothing. Somebody who can shoot from distance, who has a laser pinpoint pass, cross, that we can find players like Icardi in the box more consistently. Somebody who can beat players on a dribble. 1, 2, 3 of them at the same time. I'm not sure. I sure as hell hope we don't bring in a similar player to the ones that we do have currently. Just so we give Okan Buruk a little bit more to work with. Is what you would hope.
Yeah, like, bro, there is no team that has the antidote, the solution to play well against a team that's sitting back with their whole team and their striker coming to help. What kind of football can you play? It's really difficult, but there is a lot of improvements we need to make. Like, I know John really wants us to be able to sit in their box and just pass the ball around until we find an opening, because we do play we rush a lot, and that is a valid concern. And I don't know if we have the right players for that, though.
Exactly. I was just about to say, to be able to do that, all of your players in the attack need to have the ability to make the right pass, like have the vision to make the right pass, right? The mental IQ to know where to pass, when to pass. That's number one. Number two, they have to have the skill set to be able to make those passes. A lot of the guys, I don't want to say a lot of the guys, but some of our guys just can't do that. Like, their passes are not accurate. Like, that is the reality of the situation. Barış Alper Yılmaz is not the most technically gifted player, but he's very good. But he's not a player that you can throw in that situation and be like, all right, make a lot of really good, accurate, smart passes consistently. Like, I can't count on him to do that. I can't. I just can't.
Kerem is not great as well with the passing. Also,
Yeah.
you need quick passers. Like if you don't pass quickly, the teams that they just shift to the right side, to the left side, wherever you're trying to pass to open up, to make room. Like Torreira's a good passer, but he's also not like really fast. Like he tries to play more consistently and more, safe. That's why his pass statistics are like in the 90s all the time. Whereas Kerem, he doesn't give a damn if it's safe or not. He wants to play the quick pass, high risk, high reward type passes. That's what Kerem wants to play. And that's why his passing statistics like hover around 65 to 70s. And that's why it's hard to play that type of game against these teams that just sit back. I don't know how you open it, but that's why I like Ziyech a lot, bro. There was so many times where we're like 1-1, 2-1, whatever, and we're in a pinch. He just shoots from outside the box. Boom, done. No more sitting back.
That's
They
what
need
I'm
to open
talking
up.
about. And he said this himself after a post-game interview one time. He's like, they were sitting back, and I knew we needed to shoot, and I shot, and it went in. Like that one long-distance shot that he had. I think it maybe took a deflection. I don't recall, but that's what you need sometimes.
Yeah, you
Like,
absolutely need that, bro.
These teams dare you to shoot. They're like, we're not gonna let you past us. Do what you want from 25 yards out. It's all up to you. And then oftentimes you don't have somebody capable of shooting. So either we just pass side to side, or sometimes you see like Abdul Kerim try a shot from 30 yards out because he's like, why not? Let me try. One of those is gonna go on one day. I just don't know when, but
or we cross needlessly nonstop.
And then we don't have somebody who can cross properly. Like that's okay in that situation. Cross, okay. Test the box, right? Maybe it deflects, maybe something happens. But even then, we don't have people who can cross the ball properly. That's another problem we have. So hopefully the dudes that we bring in for left back or right back or both are actually capable, at least one of them, of putting in deadly crosses consistently. That would be huge for us.
Yeah, we definitely need that for our team. It's gonna, dude, we're going into a very tough league race right now. It's between two teams, and the team that has the more individual skill might end up, the victors. Because again, these teams, it's like team play to an extent, bro. You know what I mean? Like even Bayern has a hard time opening up teams that sit back nonstop. They do open them up, but look how much individual skill they have on their team. Team's worth like $1 billion.
Yeah.
We definitely need some transfers because Okan is not gonna like bir yere kadar, bro. Bir yere kadar. You need some transfers.
Yeah. And I trust that Tumor is well aware of this. He, as we pointed out many times before, he's a fan just like us. He's extremely intelligent. He knows Galatasaray. He watches Galatasaray. He is aware of what this team needs, and
hopefully he can get it done.
Hopefully he can communicate with Okan Buruk and find a solution that he needs, that he can also Tumor can agree with, that this team needs, and they can bring in the right players. Obviously, it's difficult in January. That's why if we don't make the best transfers in January, I can only criticize so much because we want good players. Teams don't want to let go of their good players, right? So it's a very tough situation to be in. We sold Sacha for a lot of money, but we might have to spend a lot of money to find players at this time as well. So
right,
it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, we're going into another tough game against a team that's just known to be sitting back with a new coach as well. Sumidika is back, guys, with Gaziantep. And I kind of rate Sumidika. He's like not a bad coach. He's a pretty decent coach. He knows what he's doing. And they're also going to be sitting back. That's how they play. So I can't really criticize them. They also sit back with, 6 players. It's going to be tough, Yasin. What are your thoughts on that game? Just to start wrapping things up.
It is a tough game. I mean, it's home, which is a huge plus. Back-to-back home games. I love that. But it's against Gaziantep, who is in relegation. They have 23 points, but there's a lot of other teams that are very close to relegation. So if they believe in themselves, which they should, getting 3 points or even a point at Galatasaray is huge for them. It would be the difference between relegation or not for them in the season. So I expect them to really chase for the game, to try their hardest all game. It's going to be tough, no matter how much of a difference in quality there is between the two teams. Let me just take a quick look at their recent games because I'm curious now.
They tied a lot of games. Like
they have.
Right, so they can defend.
Yeah,
right?
They tied Konya, they tied Sivas. They lost to Fener 1-0. So it looks like Fener dominated that game, but either way, it was a close game. So I mean, if I had to make a prediction, I'll say something like 3-1 again, because I do believe in our attack. Like, even though I think it's a little bit organized, I believe in the quality players we have, and I think Icardi is rumored to start this next game, so that's huge. As you pointed out earlier, he attracts a lot of defenders around him. They have to double team him, triple team him. That leaves more room for Zaha and Kerem, who have both been in pretty good form. So I hope that form continues into this game. If Icardi's not the one that's going to be scoring, I think one of them will be scoring, at least one each. So, yeah, I'll say 3-1.
I'm not going to give a prediction, but we really need to find a goal in the first 30 minutes. We need to start closing this average that we have. Bennett has like 10 goals on us. We really need to close it, because I don't know where this league will end up, but I don't want another situation where we lose the championship because of one goal difference, okay? We don't want to force that either, because no matter how many goals you score, if you're behind by 1 point, you lose the championship as well. So I think Okan Buruk is in the mindset of whatever means necessary before I even think about the goal average. So as long as we win this game, I hope we win this game, we should be fine. I'm pretty sure we're going to make some transfers. We need to make transfers, but we need to get through this this point in our schedule. But yeah, no, I think hopefully, like it says, like you said, 3-1. Hopefully we end up winning. But yeah, anything else you want to add, Yasin?
No, just looking forward to these transfers. 30 million is a lot of money to work with. We saw what Erden Tumor has been able to do in the last year and a half with very little money to work with. I'm very excited to see what he can do with money that he actually has now, in terms of transfer money coming in. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully he could pull out more bunnies out of that hat of his, the magician. All right, this has been episode 76 of The Lion's Den. We thank all of you that has stayed this far and listened to us, talk about these things. You guys are what motivates us to do this every week. You can find us at The Lion's Den GS on Twitter and Instagram. You can send us whatever you guys want, messages. If you guys have something you want to show us, send that too. And if you want to invite to our Discord, where we talk about games, other stuff, what have you, just talking with the guys, hit us up for a link and we'll invite you as well. And with that said, thank you and have a good one. Take care.
Take care, guys.